this computer. So today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, the third section of the Chumash for today. And Moshe Rabbeinu, as we said in the text, is telling the Jewish people why is it that they deserve Eretz Yisrael? Why is it that they're going to get Eretz Yisrael? And he says, don't take credit for it. Don't think you guys are actually so good and you're so holy that you're getting Eretz Yisrael. It's actually not because of the goodness and the good things that you do. You actually really don't deserve it for all the bad things that the Jewish people did in the desert. It's really because of the Goyim, the bad things that the Goyim did, and because of the merit of your forefathers that you get Eretz Yisrael. This is a very powerful part of Moshe's conversation with the Jewish people. It's not even due to your credit that you're getting it. Okay, verse 4. Al teimer b'levavcha. Don't say in your heart, Hadoif Hashem elikecha, that when Hashem chased out the Goyim in Eretz Yisrael from before you, you're going to come into Israel, you're going to chase them all out. You'll say, B'tzitkasi, my righteousness, we're so righteous. Evyani Hashem brought me the Rashas Asa'aretz to inherit the land, Hazois, this land. I'm so righteous, and they're so bad. The Goyim there are so bad. Hashem is driving them out from before me. Don't talk to yourself like that I'm so righteous and they're so evil, and therefore go. So he says, Moshe says, I want to lay down the rule very clearly. Verse 5, it's not because you're so righteous in your righteousness, because you have such a honest heart. No. It's not what you're going to merit to inherit the land. Mainly, it's because the evil acts of the Goyim, the nations that were living in Eretz Yisrael at the time. Like, for example, they were acting like ISIS, right? So if they're acting like ISIS, they needed to be wiped out. They needed to be removed from Eretz Yisrael. Hashem Elekecha Meirisham, God will inherit Miparnecha, get them out from before you. And in addition to them being so bad for deserving to be kicked out anyway in their own right, Hashem also wanted to keep his word, Hakim Esadavar, to keep the matter that Hashem promised your forefathers, Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, to Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, that they're going to get the land. So don't take credit because you're so holy, the Jewish people, maybe because I think it's so good. And Moshe is going to continue in detail all the things that the Jewish people did in the desert. Yidata, verse 6, and you should know. It's not because of your righteousness. You're so righteous that you merited it, this land. Because you are a stiff-necked people. You're not someone that would be deserving this. These people are on their own, not someone who would be deserving such a great gift. Verse 7, Zachar al tishkach. Remember and don't forget. And I guess Moshe, why is he telling them this? He doesn't want them to ever behave in the manner that they behave. Don't get any ideas in your head. You're so good. And I could keep on acting the way we behaved in the desert and Hashem will still do good for us. No, because it's not because of that credit that you're getting it. Remember, Hashem Lekecha, you got Hashem angry. Remember that time by Midbar in the desert. From the day that you left Mitzrayim, until you came here to Israel, you constantly being rebelling to Hashem. Like, why do you think that it's because of your credit and your goodness that Hashem's giving it to you? At Mount Sinai, you got Hashem angry, right? By the golden calf, I believe he's referring to. Hashem wanted to destroy you. So remember, you guys are not, there's been a lot of mistakes that have happened. When I went up, and Moshe describes the situation of what happened when Hashem wanted to destroy them. I went up on the mountain to take the tablets of stone, the tablets of the covenant, that God made a covenant with you. I sat on that mountain 40 days and 40 nights. And during that time, I didn't eat bread. I didn't drink water. I waited and waited there. Okay. And then after that, after waiting, because that's Hashem wanted to destroy you, I went back up. First he went up for the original 40 years, right? The Jews had the Mount Sinai experience where God said the 10 commandments. They heard God's voice. Moses went up for the first time after that and stayed there for 40 days and 40 nights. And God gave me, at that time, after the saying of the 10 commandments, 40 days later, God gave me the actual physical 10 commandments, the 2 tablets of stone, that were written with the finger of God. God himself engraved the 10 commandments on the stone. And on them, all the things that Hashem spoke, with you, Bahar, from the fire, amongst the fire, on the mountain from the fire, on the day you gathered together. So I went up for 40 days and I brought down the actual physical tablets, that what you heard directly from Hashem beforehand. By the way, just something, it's a very interesting conversation. You'll go to different shows, you'll see very different shapes of tablets. You'll see tablets with a round top. You see tablets that are rectangle. The one point Rashi makes here is that both tablets were equal. They were identical. They were almost like two tablets, like one set, because they were so similar to each other. We're not going to get into the whole conversation now, but it's one point Rashi's making on how the tablets look. We see from this verse. Then what happened? I was up there for 40 days, 40 nights. I brought down at the end, God gave me the tablets. At the end of those 40 days and 40 nights, God gave me those two tablets, havanim of stone, luchos abris, which were the tablets of covenant. And Hashem said to me, Kum reid ma'her, go down, get out of here, go down quickly. Go down from your place, because your nation has become corrupt. That you brought out of Egypt, they quickly left away. They went and made for them a molten image, these people. Hashem says to me, you see these people, the stiff-necked people. You can imagine, I did all this for them, all this, and they go and then they go to do the golden half. And Hashem said, Heref, man, leave me alone. Don't talk to me, don't pray. I'm going to wipe them out. I'm going to erase their name. Forget about the Jewish people. That's it, I'm done with them. From under the heavens. And God said, Moses, I'm going to make even greater nation than them. So I'm done with the old product. We're going to get to 2.0. I'm going to create it from you, and we're going to move on. So I turned and I came down. The mountain was burning with a fire. And the two tablets were on my two hands. And I saw, Moshe saw himself what happened now. You sin to Hashem. You made for yourselves a molten calf, right? An idol. You quickly left the path that Hashem commanded you. That's why I grabbed the two tablets that he was holding. I threw them out of my hands. And I smashed them in front of your eyes. I went and I smashed the tablets. And I fell down and I begged Hashem. I started crying out to Hashem. Just like, remember, it was 40 days and 40 nights, the original, to get the first set of the tablets. I went back up for 40 days and 40 nights. And again, didn't eat bread that whole time. Moses was able to live without bread. Didn't drink any water. All the sins that you did to make Hashem angry. So basically saying that there was, by the way, that just to sum up Rashi, there's three sets of 40 days. Fourth set of 40 days, the original set of 40 days, Moses went to get the tablets and learned, I guess, the details. Second 40 days went up just to beg God not to destroy the Jewish people. At the end of those 40 days, God said he's not going to destroy them. And then Moses had to go up a third set of 40 days where Hashem actually forgave them and was going to give the Torah anew. Again, I guess Moshe to as a special 40 days. In other words, the second set of 40 days, God wanted to destroy them. It was a very difficult time for Moshe Rabbeinu. We're begging Hashem not to do them. Hashem maybe agreed at the end of those 40 days. The next set of 40 days after the agreement, he went up back again to get the second tablets. Verse 19. Because I was frightened, I was scared of the anger that Hashem was the fury that Hashem had on you. That's when he wanted to destroy you. And Hashem also listened to me when I asked him not to destroy you on that time. And Hashem got angry at my brother Aaron, at Aaron. Hashem oid very angry. And wanted to wipe out his family, wanted to destroy all his children. He shouldn't have any kids, wipe out his name. So I also played for my brother Aaron. But Esahi at that time, and my prayer worked at least for halfway because only two of his four sons will die in the tabernacle, but two will survive. And this sin, the great sin you did, the egel, the calf, I took it, and I burnt it, Moshe says, a fire, and I grind it up really, really fine. Offer into dust, thin like dust. There was a river, I guess, coming down from a mountain, and he threw the dust of that ground up idol into the water. And you end up saying, so look at you guys. Don't take credit. You're going to go into Israel saying, oh, we're such good holy guys. We're such good people. Don't take any credit for that. Look at all the things that you've done. And then all the other things that you've done in the desert. Everywhere you're complaining about the food, you wanted meat, and all the different tests. But you were constantly making Hashem angry. And then at the end, finally, the thing that put the nail in the coffin. When Hashem wanted to send you, you were in the southern border of Israel. Hashem wanted to send you from that city that was called Kadesh Barnei Lemar. Alu Rush Aretz. He finally said, "Go up, inherit Israel." At the end of that period when they're traveling from Mount Sinai, then I'm going to give it to you. And again, you defied Hashem. You didn't believe God again. You didn't listen to His voice. You were rebelling against Hashem. From the day I know you. So Moshe is really giving it to them over the head, the Jewish people at that time. And then I fell down before Hashem again, begged Hashem. He's going back to the period of the coming down from the mountain, Rashi says. And I begged Hashem in those 40 days. Because Hashem wanted to wipe you out. And I prayed to Hashem, and I told God, Hashem, God, don't destroy your nation, your inheritance. That you redeemed the in your greatness. You took them out of Egypt with a strong hand. Remember your servants, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Don't listen to the stubbornness of these people, and the wickedness of them, and their sin. And what will the people say if you wipe out the Jews right now? Maybe they're going to say, the people around the land, what are they going to say? You took them out of there. Are you going to stop making the whole world believe in God? Because they're going to say God couldn't bring them into Israel, therefore he had to wipe them out. And part of the way that he spoke to them, he said he's going to give it to them. He didn't. Why not? Because he couldn't do it. They're going to say that was God's plan the whole time. He hated them. He wanted to kill them in the desert. That's why he took them out, not because he loved them. But they are your nation and your inheritance. You took them out with your strength that God was doing to you with outstretched hands. So Moshe is really going over the sins of the Jewish people that they did that entire time, how painful it was and how terrible it was, and the challenges that came